going to try it on the cloud. Okay. All right. So I want to welcome everybody. Get my cursor out of the way. Welcome everybody to tonight's, I was going to say tapping into the field session. One of you who's on tonight has been with me long enough to remember when I actually always referred to sessions like this. They were a little different then, but as tapping into the field. That to me, in doing this work and bringing ourselves back into balance and coherence and that peace inside, and then releasing the disturbing, distracting, disruptive energies, that we become more able to access the field of possibility, the vacuum. Some people refer to it God. Some people, refer to whatever this energy is, this beingness that is around and within us. And so that's kind of why I named it that, because I felt like part of what I'm doing, a major part of what I'm doing, is helping people to release the emotional charge so that they can go into those spaces they want to go into in meditation or in prayer or in contemplation. And because they're in more balance inside. So tapping to release that helps us move into the field. Somebody still has, is not muted. So if you could mute, that would be fantastic. Okay. All right, so let's start by bringing our body kind of into alignment, our bodies. I say that a lot, like we only have one body. Of course, that's not true. But bringing our bodies, our collective body, and that is true, into alignment by either sitting up straight, feet on the floor. You could have your legs crossed if that works for you. It's with our feet on the floor and arching our back. As I often say, it's a lot easier to maintain, to really support ourselves as we go through this work, spending a lot of time sitting up. And so doing the micro adjustments, bring yourself into a quieter space just by shifting how you're sitting and bringing awareness. Like it is true, we bring awareness to something and we can quiet and shift immediately. So we're already starting on our journey tonight to this inner balance and aliveness. I mentioned before that I used to do something the iteration of this in years past, I called tapping into the field. And one of the things that I've added to it by adding the breathing and adding the energy exercises, that I'm adding an enlivening aspect to it. And that enlivening aspect is something I think that brings something unique into this, so that we become not only more balanced, not only more peaceful, more coherent inside, but also more alive. We have more life energy, okay? So that's the big reason why I'm doing these things, in addition to boosting our immunity, which strengthening our vagal tone does boost our immunity, and then also boost our emotional immunity and resilience. So now let's begin to focus our breathing, our attention on our breathing. And I encourage you to breathe at your own pace, but to start out with the waterfall breaths. And as you're doing the waterfall breath, breathing in through your nose and then dropping it out through your mouth, paying attention to what you notice inside. And as you're doing this, you might also begin to notice where you might be holding some tension or some tightness, or there's some discomfort that maybe you did know about or you didn't know about, but now it's presenting itself as you tune in I'm noticing some tightness in my ears and kind of down in my neck. So I don't know about other people, but that's what I'm aware of. Okay, now being already in a quiet, more centered space, let's bring your attention to feeling yourself breathing and feeling yourself in your torso, feeling how your torso expands and all the spaces expand, especially up here, the spaces between your stomach and your spleen, your pancreas, your liver. Because the lungs expand and the ribs expand, there's more space. And feel that breath rolling around and gathering up the old spent energy and breathing it out and letting it go. And let's check with yourself for a moment to see how much, when you're breathing in, how much that breathing is going into the lower part of your lungs. Okay. Since I can't see anybody, I don't know what's happening for any of you, but so I want you to check in yourself. And as you check in, see how much you can expand the lower part of your chest, the lower part of your stomach. And so that the first part of that breath, there's no movement in the upper part of your chest. So it looks like this. Now I just took a really deep breath in, but you didn't see hardly any movement. Now if I fill up the upper part of my chest, you see a little bit more movement here, but I'm filled up all the way up to my clavicles. I can't take in any more breath in. Okay, and then releasing it, I release it from the top down. And then push the bottom out. So let's now move into the straw breath from this. So we breathe in, hold it, let that set, and then begin pushing it out. All the way out. Okay, and now let's add the humming to it so we really stimulate that vagal nerve. Remember to take a breath when you need to do it, you know, at your own level or own capacity level. We can do a few more. And now I'm going to change my pitch. Releasing the breath. That feels like a workout. So check in, see what you notice. I'm definitely feeling warmer. I can feel my energy moving a lot more aliveness. You know, I think we can kind of equate those two, feeling energy moving with aliveness. And that equating those might be a really good thing for us to do. Rather than, oh, I just feel energy moving. It's like, oh no, I've got more aliveness. Not oh no, but oh yay. I have more aliveness inside. I think we get more of a sense of this feels good. Right? So feel it as aliveness and see what you notice when you feel it as aliveness. Okay. All right, so let's move from that into the Kapalabhati breathing. So deep breath in, hold it, breathe it out halfway. Out through your nose. Release the breath. And again, tune into the aliveness, the aliveness that you feel inside of you now. And the increased heat, probably. I'm like, why do I have a sweater on now? Okay, and just check in with yourself. You know, as always, kind of loosen your body up, kind of roll around inside your body. I think perhaps in the email, I'm not sure, one place anyway today, and maybe once before, I started referring to this as kind of like emotional energetic yoga, you know, like, and so as we move and stretch, and because we do some stretching, right? As we move and just roll our body around, we're really opening our body up. We're opening our chest up in the way that we're sitting and the way we're breathing. We're opening our hips up in sitting this way, and as when we move into the standing exercises. So as we open ourselves up, we're actually, obviously, creating more space inside for that healthy, life-giving oxygen and electrons and the energy to kind of flow through us, right? To be able to hold more aliveness. If we're constricted and tight, any ways that we're constricted and tight, we're not holding aliveness, right? So when we open up, then we create more space inside for that aliveness. Okay? All right. So let's move into the standing exercises, and then we'll finish the breathing as I've been doing recently at the end of the standing exercises. Okay? So moving my chair. Okay. All right, so we're starting with belly button breathing. Knees are relaxed. And again, remember you can sort of wiggle yourself around. I don't know if everybody saw my post on boosting emotional resilience, right? The Facebook group, but that I had written about on Sunday waking up way too early and being tired, and I couldn't, let's switch sides, couldn't wake myself up. And I finally got myself into the shower thinking, well, at least I'll get a shower, but I don't have enough energy even for the cold shower at the end. And I'm in the shower and I'm like, oh, wait, I could do the breathing. So I started doing the straw breathing, and I started doing Kapalabhati. And then I bent over, I held my nose, but I bent over, and then I stood up, but I was bouncing. I started bouncing as I was doing the breathing, and I was like, I'm having fun. And it just kind of continued to grow. And so then I did do the cold shower, and I felt so much better at the end. So it was like, oh, another way that I can build this into the everyday part of my life. Above and below your lips. And then someone today just asked about, Well, when I'm going out walking, can I do these exercises while I'm walking? It's like, try it, kind of like Gary Craig, like, well, try it and see what happens, right? It's not going to hurt. And if it gives a positive effect, then it's really a good idea to do it. All right, and then back to the tailbone. All right. And then the other side. Remember to video out, please. Although I don't think it records you anyway, but I'm not completely sure. Okay, all right. So there we are with that. Now we're gonna move into doing the cross crawl, or the energetic version of the cross crawl, right? So it's another thing that's enlivening, right? So brushing that energy from our shoulder to our hips. And then on the other side. Okay, and then do the back. So you know how to turn your video off? That'll give you the opportunity to do this and not feel like you're being watched. Good, and then 6 times on the other side. Knowing that what we're doing is getting these energies to cross the right and left sides, right? Let's do this, one side, then the other, and then one, the other, and one, and the other. So we almost have like that infinity symbol going again. I like that. Okay, all right. All right, so got a little bit more energy that way. So now let's work with the infinity symbol, right? The Celtic weave. And so we're going to do the, oh, right. Well, we're going to start. So we're going to do the yin flow in the front. And so we do the heart, trace the heart 3 times. And then you flatten your hands in front of your body. And you're going to brush the energy off the front of your body and then all the way down off your toes. So you're actually folding yourself down into ragdoll, upside down, and let yourself hang at however it's comfortable. I want you to stay down. I just come up so you can hear me better. Release your neck, and whatever, just whatever height is comfortable. You don't want to push yourself more than is good for you. So you're hanging in ragdoll, taking a nice deep breath down here. I'll go back down. Feeling that stretch in the back. Grabbing your elbows, taking another nice deep breath with your elbows grabbed. And then feeling that stretch in the lower part of your back. Releasing your hands, tucking your chin in, and then starting to make that infinity symbol as you slowly curl yourself back up. Your arms get to chest height, you lift your chin, and then your hands go all the way over your head. My hair is my face. Okay, so that's the inflow. Remember that the inflow helps us to be present but not feel as vulnerable. We can be present and strong and stand in our own sovereignty, like our own openness, but our own sovereignty. Okay? All right, so that's the inflow. Then let's brush around the ears, which begins to calm the limbic system, right? And just gently do the brush, energetically do the brushing. Yeah, good. Okay, and now what we're going to do is wrap ourselves in the infinity symbol, right? So we're going to create or recreate, strengthen this membrane at the outer edge of our field, which helps, and then strengthen that, like the strong vertebrae, like the resilient, not resilient, that's not the word I want, resolute, like that standing our ground, that strong backbone. And then putting it all together, the yang energy in the back and the yin in the front, and then just weaving it all together here. So we're gonna, again, go down, bend down into ragdoll and begin slowly. Take your time so you make sure you have your balance. And then you start wrapping yourself in the infinity symbol as you slowly weave it or knit it almost. Slowly come up. I'm at shoulder height, and I'm going to keep going. So I'm weaving or knitting this all the way over my head. And then pulling, sort of like pulling that light, like surrounding myself in this light. And so stand here for a moment and see what you notice. How are you feeling? Right? Say Leilame. How are you feeling inside of yourself? Can you feel your field? Do you have a sense of this space here and that this is your space? This is the local field that you inhabit, and it's your space. Right now, it's just us. We're just each in our own spaces. But recognizing that we allow people into our space, and it's our responsibility to navigate how we allow people in. And the more we can strengthen our relationship, our conscious relationship with our field, and our sense of, this is my space, then the better able we become to do that. Okay? So, all right, so let's sit back down. And tonight, let's add the cook's hookup, which you clasp your hands together, and then you look to see which thumb is on top. Most people, it's the left. Some of you, it might be the right. One or two of you might have it on the right. So you unclasp your hands. Whichever thumb is on top, you bring that leg up onto the opposite knee. Okay, so I have my left ankle on my right knee. My right hand grabs my left ankle. My left hand comes over, crosses over, and it grabs my foot at the instep. Okay, and I kind of pull my foot towards me, the sole of my foot towards me, like I'm cradling it. And then we do the waterfall breath. So, and also like pull up on your leg a little bit as you take a nice deep breath in. So it looks like this. You can see my leg is like this. And then let that breath go. And in. All the way out, get all that carbon dioxide out. Okay, let's switch and do the other side. Okay, so now my right leg's on my left ankle, my left hand's on my right ankle, my right hand comes over and grabs the instep of my right foot. So breathing in and out. remembering to push it out. And one more. And you might already begin to be feeling yourself quieting and calming. That's the first half. So you bring your leg down, hands together, thumbs up on the third eye. You're going to push the thumbs, pull them, and massage across your eyebrows. Your middle fingers together through your temples with as much pressure as feels comfortable to the tops in front of your ears, and then you just kind of push your ears down so they get a little, there's so much stagnant energy, I think, because our ears just don't get to move very much. And so then sliding down the back, and then your thumbs come down off your skull, and then dig in under that skull and slide along until your thumbs meet in the middle at the occipitus. And let's do that one more time. Push, pull, nice, deep, easy breathing. Feel the release of tension. This is so good for all that extra energy that is not focused. It's not balanced. It's sort of more chaotic. Some people say, I'll push in back there and then let's come back here and I'll say what I'm going to say. Nice deep breath here. So some people, when they're trying to talk about what they think anxiety is, say that anxiety is just having too much energy without any direction for it to go into. And whereas I think there's some truth to that, I think that what we experience in doing this Cook's Hookup tells us a little bit more about what's really happening. We have energy, but it's not balanced. It's not focused. It's chaotic. And when it's chaotic, we feel things like we feel really obsessive, was one of the big ones. We can feel really confused, disorganized. We can feel kind of frenetic. We can get angry, like at the drop of a hat over nothing. We just have all this big energy, but it's not, none of those experiences are experiences that are supporting our well-being. So it's out of alignment. It's out of balance. We bring that energy back into balance, then we have energy rather than anxiety. So maybe we could think of anxiety as energy that's out of balance, okay? In part, that's what it is. So, okay, all right. So now, we're going to do what we often do standing up, and now we're going to do this sitting down. So I want you to put your middle finger in your belly button and your other middle finger in third eye. And you're going to push in with both and lift up. So you're lifting up the skin of your forehead, you're pulling up your belly button, and you're dropping your shoulders and breathing. Just focusing on your breath. And this is very grounding. So here we're remembering to feel the bottoms of our feet. And feeling the bottoms of our feet gets us into our bodies really fast. As you probably now can feel. And maybe feel now more than you used to. So feel that quieting happening. Feel the bottoms of your feet. Feel what they feel like. What do you notice? What do you feel there? And then begin to feel your energetic being, your light axis. Begin to move down into the earth. Move down into the earth and heading towards the center, that crystalline core at the center of the earth. That deep, deep taproot. We are connected. The core of us is connected to the core of the earth. We can have some branches of our energy that sort of spread out just under the surface to give us some stability. And also there are the energies of the four directions, like what's in front of us and to each side and what's behind us, that give us stability. And as we tune into those energies and that living energy of the earth, we can begin to notice that we're more supported. Those energies are supporting us. And we can relax further and further into ourselves. You want to breathe the energy of Mother Earth up from your feet, the back of your legs, up your spine, up into the top of your head, and exhale that energy down the front, that waterfall breath down the front, and breathing all that old spent energy back into the earth. In this exchange of life energy. And the more we tap into this exchange of life energy, the more resilient we are, the stronger we are, the healthier we are, the more supported we are. And so then feeling that movement, then let's begin to open our awareness to the heavens above and to the light coming down into us from above. The light of God, the light of the divine, the light of the central sun, the point at the center of our galaxy. So from core to core to core, like connected at the core levels of all of us, even at the level of our cell is one of the core levels or scalar levels of life within us. Feeling that light pour into us and noticing how is it we're receiving this light and this energy, this light and this love from the heavens and from Mother Earth. See if you can perhaps put some attention into gratitude, or maybe if you're already feeling gratitude, just really focus on that. And see if in this quieter space you can notice that when we move into gratitude, we create more spaciousness inside. And our heart opens. So to continue this a little bit more before we go into tapping, let's do the over energy correction. So you cross your left ankle over your right, hands together, back to back, right hand over your left, clasp your arms or your fingers, roll your hands into your chest. Again, find a comfortable, supported space to rest in here. For those of you who don't know, this is the way to move into the restive part of the nervous system. It is the thing that works better than anything else I know, kind of hands down. All right, but then let's add to it that left nostril breathing. So you bring up your left index finger, you close your right nostril, and again, finding a position that you're relatively relaxed in and supported in. And let's do a few minutes of breathing through the left nostril. Okay, finish that breath and then slowly drop your hands. Another nice deep breath as you slowly come out of the over energy correction. And so now I invite you to check, see what you notice about how balanced you feel. Side to side, front to back, top to bottom. And how coherent can you feel more sort of connection and quietness between your heart and your brain, especially the frontal cortex. How centered inside yourself, how grounded and connected to spirit do you feel right now? So that you get a sense both of what it feels like to be feeling balanced and coherent and what's the other one? Oh, grounded and centered, right? You just feel all that together, how it all integrates and interweaves within you. Knowing that it takes all of these things to really heighten this effect and bring you into this internal space. Okay, and so from here, we're going to move from this peacefulness into the tapping, right? Into actually activating or reconnecting with some of those disruptive charges or disruptive emotions from, whatever it is in your life, personally, particularly, And then, of course, all the things that we're experiencing in our larger life, these sort of existential angsts or existential stress and strain that we're experiencing, that weariness that I mentioned. Even though being at home more works for many people in lots of ways, there's still a way that it's wearying. You know, wearing masks is wearying, and the hypervigilance and the distance from people and not hugging people and, you know, not being able to be as connected to the people that we love. That's wearying. Knowing that it's continuing. You know. So there's that wearying energy existentially out there this week. Also, as the energy kind of begins to ramp up for the election and the dynamics. One of the reasons I'm perhaps more focused on it than others, and maybe you right now, is that I well remember 4 years ago with the election and how much it increased, the results of the election increased therapist client load, that so many people were having reenactments of trauma. They were traumatized by it, by the dynamics of it, by the shock of it. And, you know, we all know without me emphasizing it, but any more than I am by bringing it up, but we all know that you know, unless there's some major sort of intervention somehow, that's kind of what we're headed to now. And so I think I've written that I think it's even ever more important to be able to strengthen ourselves and make ourselves emotionally resilient so we don't give in to fear. So, because that's just going to rob us of energy and liveliness and the resilience we need to keep on doing, you know, living our lives and showing up and being there for others and doing in the ways that we do, making this world or contributing to trying to make this world a loving and just world for everybody. And there's a lot on our plates, and we don't always have that in the forefront of our awareness, but existentially it's in the field and it's in our field. So let's start with that before we move into doing one of the, working on a blocking or a negative belief again. Okay, so then at the sore spots, even though I'm feeling this stress and this weariness, this worry, and maybe I am feeling kind of wobbly, or I have been feeling kind of wobbly. I want to love myself and feel better now. Even though there's just all this stress and this weariness, so tired of this and don't know when it's going to end, and it's just tiring. There's maybe, you know, it just occurs to me that we're dealing with different dynamics in life that we may have been dealing with our whole life that are tiring, right? So when we start talking about feeling weary, we're not just feeling weary from the things happening, you know, in 2020. There's some weariness about whatever the traumas and challenges are that we've lived in our lives. So let's, by letting ourselves feel, like acknowledge that weariness and even a deep weariness, then we can use the tapping to help release that deep weariness, which would be so good for us. Okay, so even though I have this deep weariness, these ways that life can be tiring and draining and straining, I love myself and I love life. And I want to show up. I want to rise up. I want to contribute, whatever it is. You know, by me being present in the moment, I'm contributing to the good and the evolution of life. Okay, in the top of your head. And now just reminding yourself, because we've already done this, to open up to receiving the healing love and light and assistance from the divine, from God, from the universe, calling and invoking that help and opening yourself to receive it, to let the power of God and the universe work through you now, work through each of us, work through all of us together now for our own healing and for the healing and the growth of the whole world. And then in your eyebrows, this weariness, this stress, and this strain on the sides, all this weariness, all this stress and strain, all the ways there's still some of this deep inside of me, underneath your eyes, the places deeply inside where I've been holding on to weariness. Trying to protect myself, trying to be strong, trying to keep moving forward, not knowing how to help myself more than I did at the time, not having the tools, but now I can let this deep weariness come up. And you might feel it, like you might have an image coming for you of this deep weariness. To me, it almost feels like it's a smoke. I don't know why, other than when I was young, our house burned down. But like this deep smoke coming up out of from my belly. Actually, it feels like it's in my belly. Now that I'm just saying that to, you know, that to help you maybe get a sense of what you're experiencing, not that that's going to be anybody else's experience. It's like I'm reaching deep inside and I'm allowing all of this to rise up and just be blown out with my breath. Maybe even move out through my pores. Releasing this deep weariness, this old energy on the sides, and thanking myself for everything that I've gotten myself through. Thanking God for everything that God's helped me get through, or the universe, as you know, whatever works for you. Letting it go. Like there's a relief in accessing it. Almost like, wow, I didn't know it was there, you know, like, oh, and I can let it go. I can just let it go, lighten myself up from the inside. Back to your eyebrows. And then letting go of all the stress from the things that we see on the sides and the things that we hear and read. And the things that we might be worrying about or fear. ways we might feel self-conscious. Might be some shame. This is the point for tapping on shame. So, like sort of this, it's existential again in a way, but what comes to me is this shame of this really is what America is coming to. Like on the one hand, we're having all this unveiling of what's been hidden, right? All the violence and the trauma, the racism, everything that people tried so hard to hide is being revealed. But also what's being, I mean, when that's being revealed, we're seeing more of the darkness, right? You know, the quote that I started this session with, not everybody was here at the very beginning, but from Lama Rod Owens, who said, something like, it's paraphrased now, but the work that we don't do on ourselves, when we don't do our own work, we make work for other people, right? It's one way to think about what racism and sexism and all those ways of exerting power over are on the sides. We all have our work to do, right? Letting it go. Okay, so that took me, I went to this space about that, like this shame of the country and the kind of state that we're in. So let's go back up here to letting go of any heartache and heartbreak that isn't serving our well-being, helping us to move into more strength and resilience and courage and wholeness. On the sides, letting go of any guilt, any judgment that we may have towards ourselves, all the negative self-statements, the limiting beliefs that we're working on to release, like just committing to ourselves to release them, to reverse them, so that we're not hurting ourselves with our own judgment against ourselves. Rest and letting go of anger and resentment and any frustration or irritation or aggravation. Coming back up here. Nice deep waterfall breath. Good. Feel inside of yourself, see what you notice. There might still be some charge left. And if there is, feel that charge. Be aware of it. And then we'll come back at the end to see if in working on the belief that actually, in ways that might seem mysterious or not, is helping to release more of that charge. Okay. All right. Also, as we go through something like that, it could be that in me saying things and you doing the tapping, that there are other things that come up for you. So it's a good thing to be aware of those things. And then afterwards, not necessarily right after, but in the next little while it's still kind of percolating inside, that you do some tapping with whatever it is that's come up. Okay. All right. So now with the beliefs, going to a belief that you want to work on tonight, some negative belief, limiting belief, some belief that makes you feel small, makes you feel scared or insignificant, right? I don't belong, I'm not good enough, I'm not whatever enough. Variations on that theme, those themes. The themes might have something to do with loneliness. And feeling, those of us who struggle more or have more challenges with loneliness have often grown up with some emotional neglect and feeling that we weren't loved, right? And that we were by ourselves and alone. So maybe a belief like that, like I'm alone, I'm all alone, would be a belief that would help. No one loves me would be a belief, of course. I'm not lovable would be another belief. See what comes, okay? So everybody has your beliefs chosen. So we're going to start and go through. And this, of course, everybody knows this is a very repetitive pattern that we're doing. So I want you to start by saying, I want to let go of this belief that, and just feel what that feels like. What's the energy around that? And then we're going to correct it. And of course, we correct it by saying it's reverse, and that loosens it up, frees it up. So even though I don't want to let go of this belief that, whatever that belief is, I'm going to love myself and feel better now. Even though I don't want to let go of this belief, I am going to love myself and feel better now. Even though I don't want to let go of this belief. It protects me, it keeps me safe, I'm used to it, all kinds of reasons like that. I am going to love myself and feel better now. Good, nice deep breath. I felt releasing. So now say, I want to let go of this belief that, and see if you can feel some different, a shift, energetic, somatic, like in your body, emotional kind of shift. Next one, I want, it's possible for me to let go of this belief that. Feel that, and let's reverse it. So even though it is not possible for me to let go of this belief that, I'm going to love myself and feel better now. Even though it is not possible for me to let go of this belief, I am going to love myself and feel better now. Good. Even though it is not possible for me to let go of this belief, I'm going to love myself and feel better now. Good. And you can tell my intonation. I think exaggerating the intonation really helps get the energy moving and shifting. So, and I then enjoy doing it over here, my side of things. So it is possible for me to let go of this belief that. Good, next one. I will let go of this belief that. Okay, see how that feels? Even though I won't let go of this belief that I love myself and I'm going to feel better now. Even though I won't let go of this belief, I love myself and I'm going to feel better now. Even though I won't let go of this belief, I'm going to love myself and feel better now. Good. I will let go of this belief that. All right. I will do everything it takes to let go of this belief that. Okay, let's reverse it. Even though I won't do everything necessary to let go of this belief that. I'm going to love myself and feel better anyway. Now. Even though I won't do everything necessary to let go of this belief, I'm going to love myself and feel better now. Good. Even though I won't do everything necessary to let go of this belief, I'm going to love myself and feel better now. Good. I will do everything necessary to let go of this belief. Good. Next one. I give myself permission to let go of this belief. Like I felt kind of like, oh no, like a clenching inside. Like, oh. So I don't know if that happened for somebody, but I felt it. So even though I don't give myself permission to let go of this belief that I'm going to love myself and feel better now. Even though I don't give myself permission to let go of this belief, I'm going to love myself and feel better now. Even though I don't give myself permission to let go of this belief, I'm going to love myself and feel better now. Good. I give myself permission to let go of this belief. That feels good. All right. Even though it is safe for me to let go of this belief. See how that feels? Even though it is not safe for me to let go of this belief, I love myself and I'm going to feel better now anyway. Even though it is not safe for me to let go of this belief, I'm going to love myself and feel better now. Even though it is not safe for me to let go of this belief, I'm going to love myself and feel better now. Good. It is safe for me to let go of this belief. All right. It's good for me to let go of this belief. That one might feel pretty good by now, but let's do it anyway. Even though it is not good for me to let go of this belief that I am going to love myself and feel better anyway. Even though it's not good for me to let go of this belief, I'm going to love myself and feel better now. Can you hear that directive? Like we keep telling ourselves we're going to feel better. And it's powerful magic. So even though it's not good for me to let go of this belief, I'm going to love myself and feel better now. Good, it is good for me to let go of this belief. All right, this one can be a little tough. I deserve to let go of this belief. There could be all kinds of objections coming up to this one. So even though I don't deserve to let go of this belief that I'm going to love myself and feel better now. Even though I don't deserve to let go of this belief, I am going to love myself and feel better now anyway. Even though I do not deserve to let go of this belief that I am going to love myself and feel better now anyway. I deserve to let go of this belief. Okay. All right. I am willing to let go of all the benefits of keeping this belief. And this refers to the ways that we continue behaviors and patterns and beliefs that really sabotage our well-being because a part of us is trying to protect us. So even though I'm not willing to let go of all the benefits of keeping this belief, I'm going to love myself and feel better now. Even though I'm not willing to let go of all the benefits of keeping this belief, I'm going to love myself and feel better now. even though I'm not willing to let go of all the benefits of this belief, keeping this belief, I'm going to love myself and feel better now anyway. Good. Now try it. I am willing to let go of all the benefits of keeping this belief. Good. Next one, I forgive myself for having this belief. All right. Even though I don't forgive myself for having this belief, I'm going to love myself and feel better now anyway. And you can say it along with me. Even though I don't forgive myself for having this belief, I'm going to love myself and feel better now anyway. Even though I don't forgive myself for having this belief, I'm going to love myself and feel better anyway. Now. Okay. I forgive myself for having this belief. Okay. Next one. I forgive myself for letting go of this belief. Even though I don't forgive myself for letting go of this belief, I am going to love myself and feel better now anyway. Even though I don't forgive myself for letting go of this belief, I'm going to love myself and feel better now anyway. Even though I don't forgive myself for letting go of this belief, I am going to love myself and feel better now anyway. I forgive myself for letting go of this belief. Good. And the last one. I can let go of this belief even though it's woven throughout the whole of me. Okay. So even though I can't let go of this belief because it's woven throughout the whole of me, I'm going to love myself and feel better now anyway. Even though I can't let go of this belief because it is woven throughout the whole of me, I am going to love myself and feel better now anyway. Even though I can't let go of this belief because it is woven throughout the whole of me, I'm going to love myself and feel better now. Okay. I can let go of this belief even though it has been woven throughout the whole of me. Okay, and then take a nice deep waterfall breath. Check in with the belief you started with. See what you notice now about how it feels different, how it feels lighter, maybe less true, maybe less upsetting. Maybe it feels like that's silly. It doesn't feel true anymore at all. So it's going to be a variation on one of those things. Okay. I want you to invite you. I invite you to close your eyes and feel the energy of that belief, almost like ribbons that have been woven throughout you, like threads or cords of energy from all the times that things happen that contributed to you feeling this way about yourself, whether it's things people said or behaviors, dynamics you were in, whether you're a child or an adult, the ways that you reacted in those dynamics. And so now you can either kind of with your hands, like pull all that energy out, wherever it is, all that energy from that limiting belief that made you feel small and insignificant and disconnected and all kinds of things. So we're easing that out, piling it up in front of us. The energy of the belief, all the charge from all the times in your life when you felt this way. And any time you would have felt this way about yourself, because it's a limiting belief, we kind of cave in on ourselves. We just kind of curl up and cave in and we shrink. And so just letting go of all of that energy about shrinking, all of that posture in that, the tension in that, letting all that go. Continuing to pile it up throughout the whole of your life. Might feel like a lot, but it's okay. You can pile up a lot. You can pile up a lot and let go of a lot and feel a shift, and it strengthens you, really. I think that's the other wonderful thing, is that this belief reversal work strengthens us. Yeah, never said that before. It's a new awareness. And so then remove those piles, right? However you do it, whatever comes to you, remove all of that energy, completely, forever. And now feel inside yourself. Feel your organs and your bones and your muscles and your skin, your nervous system, all the open spaces within, all that intercellular space where all the energy moves. It sort of changes the polarity of that fluid. And it cleanses the whole of us deeply inside. Moving all of that old energy out through the lymph, through our skin, through our breath, through the bottoms of our feet, the soles of our hands, through our hair, just letting it out however, wherever, in all ways. And as we're doing this, feeling this beautiful light shower coming down ever so gently and lovingly and tenderly, like a mist that begins to just ease into our field. And it's filled with radiant and color and light, and maybe it's pastel, maybe it's brighter, maybe it's one color, maybe it's more. But each color brings a different vibration and a different energy and a different healing energy. Let it flow into you, progressively moving all the way down your body, from your head and through your neck and your chest and down your arms and your torso, on your spine, into the pelvic floor, rolling out down along your thighs and cascading over your knees, down your calves, and feeling your calves begin to relax and unwind. Feeling the muscles in your feet unwind as this gentle, tender, loving energy comes and fills you up. Feel yourself being filled up in every nook and cranny inside. Feel the membrane of your field that we reknit earlier. Feel that sealed. You might want to draw that in a little closer to you now that the practice is coming to an end. And then let's do what's called the zip up. And this may be new to some of you, but you're going to bring your hands down around your first chakra, and you're going to pull your hands with your fingers up to your lips on the in-breath. So it looks like this. And then on the out-breath, you pull your hands away. Another great time for a waterfall breath. In. One last time. And then with one hand, whichever one comes to you, bring your hand up to your mouth and feel as though you've got a key. You know, you're holding a key and you're putting this key in the corner of your mouth. Slide it in and you're going to turn it and lock the key. So you turn it and you lock it and you pull the key out. And energetically, what that's doing is helping you to hold all this beautiful energy and the balance and the coherence, all the benefit of the work that you've done in this session. This helps you to hold it within longer and not be leaking it out. Okay? So again, in another way, boosting your resilience. Okay? So thank you for being here with me, with us tonight. I love our time together. I love being able to do this. And I wish you all well, a beautiful night, beautiful sleep, and a good week, and a good life, right? Until I see you again. Everybody be well.